بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Imam Abu Dawud rahmatullahi alayhi, he mentions a narration, a hadith in his Sunan, and he says, لعن Allah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curse the following person. And a curse means that this person becomes far away from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning that this person is the rahmah, the mercy of Allah, he'll be deprived of this. And the person that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam described is خَبَّبَ إِمْرَأَةً عَلَى زَوْجِهَا, is that person who incites, instigates, causes problem, discord between husband and wife. Now, what you have to understand is that certain relationships are very, very precious. Father and son, father-daughter, mother-son, mother-daughter, siblings. All of these relations are very, very precious. So because the Prophet ﷺ mentioned one relationship, doesn't mean it applies other places as well. It doesn't apply other places, it applies everywhere. But the Prophet mentioned particular concept, particular context. And this particular context is when there's a very special relationship, husband and wife. And that person who tries to create discord between this person is mal'oon. Allah dislikes this person, the Prophet dislikes this person. In other hadith, not talking about husband and wife, but just generally. That masha'im bin namim. It is man namima. What does namima mean? You take one person's thing from here, you take it here and say, oh, he said this about you. You go from here, you go to here, and you say, oh, this person said this about you. Now this person who does this is very, very horrible and very, very disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So number one is we have to make sure that our behavior is such that we encourage relationships. That if you're a teacher, you're a scholar, you're an elder brother, whatever you are, that your language, your teachings and your conversations, even your jokes, everything, what does it do? It encourages and strengthens the bonds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ أَن يُوصَلْ, the commands and that Allah has commanded us to keep, those relationships that we've been told to strengthen. We strengthen those. So for example, your teacher. So then your job should be that let us strengthen the relationship between the students we have here and their parents. We should say that we strengthen the relationship of those people who are the brothers who are listening here and their wives. The wives who are listening online, them and their husbands. How is the relationship strengthened? Between siblings, we encourage this. So our behavior should be such that we do this, we encourage, we do sidur rahim. That make sure you look after your uncles, your cousins, your aunts, your grandparents. Number two, we should make sure that we don't do anything to undermine this. Let's say, for example, you have a friend, and that friend, for some reason, he's not able to come to play football with you on the weekend. Then you shouldn't say, oh, why is your dad being so strict? Why is your mom being so strict? Because what are you doing now? You're doing khabbaba. So it's not you're now creating discord, or you're putting in his mind that, oh, his father's a bad person, his mother's a bad person. You say, okay, maybe we'll be missing a person, but maybe it's your fault. You know, I'm not going to get in between this. This is a very precious relationship. Similarly, sometimes people get together, men get together, women get together and start talking. If you see that you're saying something which puts tahqeer, or you're belittling, or you're putting down, or you're putting that kind of, you're sowing seeds of discord and incitement in any person's mind, any person's heart, this is very, very detrimental. This is mal'oon in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't become like this. And on top of this, a person فَلْيَنْظُرْ مَنْ يُخَالِلْ, see who your friends are. That do you have a friend like this? Is this friend of yours? Is he putting seeds of evil thoughts regarding your parents, regarding your mother, regarding your father, regarding your brother, regarding your sister, regarding your uncle in your heart? Do you have a friend who's putting discord and evil thoughts regarding your husband, regarding your wife in your heart? Do you have these kind of friends? And if that, you say, well, this person's not good for me. This person's detrimental for me. Because these relationships need to be strengthened. And you remember that you have min al-jinnati wan nas, you have waswas, people who put these thoughts in your mind. And some of these are the jinn, if you can't see the shayateen, they're from the unseen. يَجْرِي مِنَ الْإِنسَانِ مَجْرَى الدَّمِ, they flow in human beings like how blood flows. They're very, very close to our hearts. We can't even sense them. These are unseen, the jinn. But we also have min al-nas. There are some people who put these wasabis, put these thoughts, put these evil things in your heart. What does this do? This creates problems. So you have to be very, very careful. Number one, don't become like this. And number two, become very, very aware that are my friends, is my friend circle, those who associating myself with, are they leading me down this path? Because why? All of these, whenever a person creates discord, some of these breaking up relationships are totally haram. For example, father, son, kabira, parents, uquq al-walidain, from the kaba'ir, that this person is putting thoughts in your mind slowly. What is it due to disobedience of parents? And this can be in terms of friends and also the things that you're watching. Sometimes you have these soap operas, and the whole thing is basically just like it's like to create drama. You have an affair here, you have a discord here, you have a fight here, that's what they do. That's the whole, the dramas, what they call it, soap operas. The soap operas? You know what it's called, soap operas? That's all it's about. It's about somebody cheating on somebody here. Then you watch this, what will happen? It is takhfif of this sin. Oh, it happens all the time. He's flirting here and she's flirting there, and you have a relation. So you're online. Then you think that you're watching rap, listen to rap music, listen to watching these movies where disobedience to parents is like nothing. You can, he's killed his brother. He's a gangster, he killed his brother, he became the boss. He's a mafia leader. What has this done now? Just put in your mind, this was cool, like he was cold-blooded. And you have a review of this movie, this was a really awesome movie, and the way the drama built up and the end, he just betrayed his brother, he became the mafia leader, he got millions. What does that do now? That puts in your mind, very subtle, that this is something very cold-blooded and ruthless. Whilst in reality, this is very, very degraded. All of these things, whether in the form of a friend, whether in the form of a movie, whether in the form of media consumption, all of these things, which put these things in our mind and our hearts, they're very, very capable of abstain from these. So some of these, when we create this breaking up, silatul rahim, qati'atul rahim, this is a major sin, to break off ties. To have parents, what is this? This is uquq al-walidain, specifically form of disobedience. Between husband and wife, it can lead to abghadul halal, the most disliked of all halal items. So make sure, number one, you don't become like this, and number two, فَلْيَنْظُرْ مَنْ يُخَالِلْ. Does everybody understand this?